What does it mean to you to be on a active roster for the postseason for this club?
Yeah, I know I mentioned it last year for sure. It'd be an honor to just make that postseason roster. For the front office and the staff to have the confidence in me to go out there and throw strikes and get outs is very important to me. And at the end of the day, like we just want to win our games in October and take home the ring.
Have you reflected on what you've been able to do this season to be able to achieve that spot?
Not really. I just try to go out there day to day and get my work in, and then when it's my turn to throw, just do the best that I can do.
How do you keep such a calm demeanor?
I don't know. I feel like I put in enough work, between my starts and leading up to it and on the actual day that I feel like I could have no other option but to be prepared.
Thank you.
Next question from Dave Bassett. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, I know you only had 1 year with Rick, but what's it been like to go from Honeycutt to Mark Pryor as your pitching coach? Has there been any of the pitchers?
Yeah, I can't really hear you. Sorry.
Go ahead, JP.
Hey, Tony, what was your feeling last year when you weren't included on the postseason roster?
I mean, at the end of the day, I was able to, travel with the team and all that and be prepared for, the next series or for the CS. I was able to, still do my bullpens and throw some lives and all that. So, it wasn't great hearing the news initially, but at the end of the day, I just had to come to terms with it.
And what's the biggest difference in you at this point right now this year compared to a year ago, just as a pitcher or anything else that comes to mind?
I feel more comfortable here. I feel like I belong here a little bit more, and, I just try to go out there every day and prove that.
Thank you.
Next question from Jack Harris. Go ahead.
Tony, what kind of things do you pick up when you get to share a rotation with Clayton Kershaw?
There's a lot of things, the way that he goes about his business, he's a guy that likes to have fun, as you can see in the dugout and all that stuff during games that he's not throwing. But what you don't get to see is the work ethic that goes behind it day to day, and everything that leads up to his start or his reflection on his last start, all that stuff. So it's really nice to experience all that and kind of pick and choose the stuff that I like from it.
Have you picked, his brain or other guys' brains about what a postseason experience would be like?
Not too much in particular. Just kind of a little bit more. Every pitch is a little bit more intense than a regular season game, which is expected. But yeah, I really haven't picked too much into all that stuff. Be something to look into the next few days.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ken.
Tony, back in college when you were a two-way player and you had some guys on your team who also wound up in the big leagues, but if you had just focused on pitching right from the start, do you think your career would have turned out differently, or maybe your path would have been a little faster?
I'm not sure. I feel like in college, I never really saw myself as a pitcher first. I always thought I was a hitter, which clearly was very wrong. But yeah, now it's just kind of, I took 17 was really the first year of being a pitcher only. So I learned a lot about just myself and pitching and all that stuff in that 1 year, and then trying to grow on that every year.
Do you stay in touch with Corbin Burns?
Yeah, I'll talk to Corb a few times here and there. tell him good job after outings and all that stuff. I'm going to go to his wedding in the off season this year. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Do you find it kind of interesting that you kind of both end up sort of in the same situation, yet you took such different paths to get there?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to say about Corbin. He's really good. I was fortunate enough to watch his development through college too. His first 2 years not being nearly what he is now. Junior year, a lot closer, and now just understanding what he's trying to do. And he's getting people out.
Thanks.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Tony, you mentioned being a position player for so long. Do you miss hitting? Usually you would have had the chance to hit, in the National League.
Yeah, I like hitting. It's really fun. I live for the pitchers' BPs that we get in between outings and all that. It's a great time. We have a lot of fun with it. Watching some of these guys that we're playing against, and I don't know if I really want to hit off of them. They're throwing 95, 97, really good breaking balls. I wasn't that good. I don't know if I can hang, but it'd be a lot of fun to go out there and swing the bat a little bit.
And if you were to come out of for a postseason game, out of the bullpen in a bulk situation, does your approach change? Does your pitch selection change? Sequencing? Does any of that change?
I don't think so. I think it'd be very similar. Establish the zone, go strikes, get weak contact, see what happens.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Tony? Go ahead, Basse.
Hey, Tony, I was going to ask you before I got cut off. I know you only had 1 year with Rick Honeycutt, but what's been the biggest difference between the way he communicates and the way Mark Pryor communicates?
It's pretty similar. I wouldn't say that the way that they communicate is very different. I think that they're just or myself personally, I was a little nervous to ask questions, and it was my first year. I didn't really want to step on any toes or anything like that. But yeah, I like the communication aspect that Pryor and I have, and we had McGinnis in there too, and it's just a lot more comfortable to talk about pitching and what I'm trying to do.